evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anusha Srinivas. I have secured All India rank 63 in the Indian Forest Service Examination 2025. Today, through this session, I am trying to give you my strategies, what I did and what I did not do in the examination. To briefly introduce myself, I am basically from Mysuru, Karnataka. I have done my schooling and my graduation in computer science engineering from NIE Mysore. This was my first forest means and first forest interview. In civil services, I have given two means. In the forest services, this was my sixth attempt, but ये पहली बार था जो जब मैंने प्रीलिम्स फॉरेस्ट सर्विस का प्रीलिम्स क्लियर कर पाई हूँ. तो इस सेशन के द्वारा मैं ये बताना चाहती हूँ आप लोगों को कि फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज का क्या रोल है. फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज की इम्पोर्टेंस is increasing over the years, and people, aspirants are also more interested now in the IFS examination, and that is exactly why the session is being held today. My journey in civil services started right after my college. मैंने दिल्ली की एक इंस्टीट्यूट से प्रीलिम्स मींस और सीसैट की कोर्स लिया था. सो कोचिंग मेरा पूरा दिल्ली में हुआ है. उसके बाद मैंने एग्ज़ाम देना शुरू कर दिया था. पहले मैं इंडियन फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज में अप्लाई नहीं करती थी क्योंकि मैं एक इंजीनियरिंग ग्रेजुएट थी और IFS एग्ज़ाम के बारे में मुझे भी इतना अवेयरनेस नहीं था. तो मेरे स्टार्टिंग अटेम्प्ट्स में आई ओनली अप्लाइड फॉर सिविल सर्विसेज. Indian Forest Service, I started applying from 2019 onwards, but unfortunately I was again not very interested. Like most of you, civil services was my first goal that I wanted to achieve, so I never took the examination so seriously. That is the reason why I was not able to clear the forest prelims all this while. This was the first time I cleared my forest prelims, and I was able to crack both the mains and also the interview and secured an All India rank. So what I would like to tell you through this session is how my strategy for the Indian Forest Service examination was like. So first, starting with the prelim strategy. So like you know, there is no separate prelims for a prelim strategy for both mains and for CSC civil services and forest services. It is one and the same. And आपको फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज में 15 मार्क्स, लगभग 10 से 15 मार्क्स ज़्यादा लाना है अगर आपको क्वालिफाई करना है इस एग्ज़ाम को. तो प्रीलिम्स का स्ट्रैटेजी सेम रहेगा सिविल सर्विसेज और फॉरेस्ट का के लिए. सो पहले प्रीलिम्स का आपको ये समझना चाहिए कि सब्जेक्ट कौन सा है और क्या रिसोर्सेज होनी चाहिए सब्जेक्ट्स की. आपको पता है सब्जेक्ट्स हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी, इकोनॉमिक्स, एनवायरनमेंट, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी और करंट अफेयर्स ये सेम रहता है. तो हिस्ट्री के लिए मेरा सोर्सेज सिर्फ और सिर्फ NCERTs था. ज्योग्राफी के लिए मेरा सोर्स अगेन NCERTs प्लस GC लियोंग जो क्लाइमेट और वेजिटेशन का चैप्टर्स को रेफ़र किया था मैंने GC लियोंग से. इकोनॉमिक्स का एक रिसोर्स नहीं होता है और हर एस्पिरेंट और हर टॉपर कुछ अलग रिसोर्सेज रेफ़र करते हैं. इकोनॉमिक्स जिनका बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, जैसे कि मेरा, मैं इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड से थी और इकोनॉमिक्स का कोई आइडिया नहीं था। तो मेरा कॉन्सेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग इकोनॉमिक्स में बहुत ज़रूरी था। तो मैंने श्रीराम आईएएस का कोचिंग नोट्स रेफ़र किया था। उसके बाद मृणाल सर की 2015 वाला इकोनॉमिक्स प्लेलिस्ट बहुत ही कॉम्प्रहेंसिव है। मैंने उससे जो जो टॉपिक्स मेरा इतने अच्छे से नहीं आता था मुझे, तो मैंने नोट्स बनाया था। सो एक टेक्स्ट बुक नहीं था, श्रीराम से मैंने स्टैटिक कवर किया, करंट अफेयर्स से वैल्यू एडिशन किया, और मृणाल सर की वो प्लेलिस्ट से, यूट्यूब वाली प्लेलिस्ट आप अगर सर्च करेंगे तो आपको मिल जाएगा, उससे भी मैंने थोड़ा बहुत नोट्स बनाया था। एनवायरनमेंट की बात करें तो एनवायरनमेंट का मेरा रिसोर्स था शंकर आईएएस एकेडमी का वो एनवायरनमेंट टेक्स्ट बुक। 12th बायोलॉजी का जो लास्ट का एनवायरनमेंट पार्ट होता है, तो वो भी रेफ़र किया था मैंने अलॉन्ग विथ करंट अफेयर्स। Talking about science and technology, so most of the toppers tell you to refer to the 11th and 12th biology. So I had only referred to 12th biology sparingly, not completely. I have relied mostly on current affairs, that is PT 365 जो विजन का आता है साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए, और जो भी न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज, इनोवेटिव टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रहे हैं न्यूज़पेपर में, उनको रेफ़र करती थी मैं। उसके बाद अगर पॉलिटी की बात करें तो लाइक एवरी अदर टॉपर मैंने भी लक्ष्मीकांत ही पढ़ा है। मैंने कोई बेयर एक्ट रेफ़र नहीं किया है। इफ़ यू सी द प्रीलिम्स पेपर, UPSC is getting more into the depths of an act. So not everybody will understand a Bayer Act, so I have not referred to it. I have relied on Lakshmikant and also current affairs. So this was my strategy or resources for prelims. One more confusion that aspirants have in prelims examination is that do they have to refer to the old NCERTs or new NCERTs? What I would tell you guys is पहले आप old NCERT को रेफ़र कीजिए, अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करिए old NCERT से। अगर आप एक बुक को अच्छे से पढ़ा हुआ है तो एक और बुक रेफ़र करना आपको आसानी होगा, तो इट्स नॉट एन इश्यू। So refer to the old NCERTs and then you can just quickly go through the new NCERTs, जिससे प्रीलिम्स में डायरेक्ट टर्म्स का रेफरेंसेस या कुछ क्वेश्चंस फ्रेम होता है UPSC में। एंड जियोग्राफी में भी 11th और 12th NCERT के अलावा, GC लियोन के अलावा आप रेफ़र कर सकते हैं मैप्स, और आप ऑल्सो रेफ़र कर सकते हैं कुछ यूट्यूब वीडियोस, जैसे कि अमित सेन गुप्ता सर, जिनका जियोग्राफी का वीडियोस अच्छा है। तो आप कॉन्सेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए ऑलवेज यू कैन गो बैक टू रेफ़र टू एनी यूट्यूब वीडियोस ऑफ योर चॉइस। द सेम गोज़ विथ economics. In the recent years, some of the topics of economics I have referred from a YouTube video, a YouTube channel called as Bookstava. So that is also a good resource to refer to. So this is my resource for prelims. I have not taken any extra reference materials. Yeah, Modern History Spectrum, that is a standard reference book which I have also referred to. Other than that, for prelims, when it comes to current affairs, मैं हर रोज़ करंट अफेयर्स के लिए न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ती थी। न्यूज़पेपर की यूज़ ये है कि एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग और कंटिन्यूटी मिलती है, जो भी इश्यूज चल रहे हैं ऑल थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड एंड इंडिया में भी, वो हमें कंटिन्यूटी की ज़रूरत है, तो इसीलिए न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। आपको न्यूज़पेपर से कोई नोट्स नहीं बनाना है हर रोज़, आप सिर्फ रेफ़र कीजिए, और जो भी इम्पोर्टेंट इश्यूज़ हैं वो आपके मंथली मैगजीन्स में कवर हो ही जाएंगे। तो मंथली मैगजीन्स और एवरीडे न्यूज़पेपर इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। दिस वाज माय स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर प्रीलिम्स। टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर फॉरेस्ट सर्विस मेंस, So for people who don't know, the pattern of forest service means the civil service means and forest service means are two different or separate entities. फॉरेस्ट सर्विस में दो ऑप्शनल होता है, whereas सिविल सर्विस में हमें सिर्फ एक ही ऑप्शनल पढ़ना होता है. और फॉरेस्ट सर्विस ज़्यादा टेक्निकल है इन नेचर दैन सिविल सर्विसेज, जो कि जनरलिस्टिक टाइप का एग्ज़ाम है. तो यहाँ पे PSIR, एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ऐसा ऑप्शनल्स नहीं होता है. सोशियोलॉजी जैसा ऑप्शनल्स फॉरेस्ट सर्विस में नहीं होता है. तो मेरा ऑप्शनल फॉरेस्ट सर्विस में फॉरेस्ट्री और जियोलॉजी था. तो पैटर्न की बात करूँ तो एक पेपर होता है जनरल इंग्लिश, जो कि 300 मार्क्स की होती है. सेकंड पेपर होता है जनरल नॉलेज, वेराज सिविल सर्विसेज में जनरल स्टडीज़ बोलते हैं और यहाँ पे फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज में जनरल नॉलेज बोलते हैं. जनरल नॉलेज का पेपर भी 300 मार्क्स का होता है. और ऑप्शनल दो ऑप्शनल्स एक ऑप्शनल की दो पेपर होती है 200 मार्क्स की. दैट मीन्स एक ऑप्शनल पेपर इज कवरिंग 400 मार्क्स इन टोटल. एंड फाइनली वी हैव इंटरव्यू आफ्टर दिस विच इज़ अगेन फॉर 300 मार्क्स. So optional, choosing of your optional is very important, which is based on what kind of resources are available in the market. और आपको गाइडेंस कैसे मिलेगा, तो ये एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट फैक्टर होता है आपकी ऑप्शनल चूज़ करने में. गाइडेंस कोचिंग सेंटर से भी और आपके दोस्त जो प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, अगर आपका कॉमन ऑप्शनल होता है तो डिस्कशन करना भी बहुत आसान होता है. तो मैंने 2019-20 से फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज का एग्ज़ाम लिखना शुरू किया था, पर अलग से नहीं, साथ में सिविल सर्विसेज के साथ में किया था. इस दौरान मैंने सिविल सर्विसेज की प्रीलिम्स को क्रैक किया है, पर फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज की प्रीलिम्स में क्रैक नहीं कर पाई थी. रीज़न नॉलेज गैप का नहीं है, पर एग्जीक्यूशन गैप. मैं प्रीलिम्स के दिन जो एग्ज़ाम होता है 2 घंटे का एग्ज़ाम, जनरल स्टडीज़ में बहुत ही कम क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट करती थी मैं, 70 के आसपास. क्योंकि मेरा एक्यूरेसी अच्छा होता था, पर मैं डरती थी नेगेटिव मार्किंग से. तो इस वजह से मैं सिविल सर्विसेज की प्रीलिम्स क्रैक कर सकती थी, बट आई कुड नॉट क्लियर फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज. Also the reason being, I was really not very aware about forest services, and also because I did not have awareness, interest भी उतना नहीं था. तो 2025 में मैंने मेरा स्ट्रैटेजी थोड़ा बदल दिया. 2023 में मैंने मेरा लास्ट सिविल सर्विसेज का इंटरव्यू दिया था. वहाँ उसमें भी नहीं हुआ, तो मैंने क्या किया, तो इस बार 2025 के एग्ज़ाम में सिर्फ फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज के लिए अप्लाई किया था. और मेरा ये स्ट्रैटेजी था कि मैं डबल गेसिंग और सेकंड गेसिंग नहीं करूँगी कोई भी क्वेश्चन का, जिसका आंसर मुझे फर्स्ट ग्लांस में लगता है प्रीलिम्स में GS1 में, तो उसको मैं कवर करूँगी. तो दिस वाज माय स्ट्रैटेजी. सो आई एंडेड अप attempting around 95 questions in my general studies paper 1 in prelims. So उसके वजह से I ended up scoring around 107, which helped me qualify. The cutoff was 103, I think, if I'm not wrong. So I was able to clear the forest service cutoff this time. And another reason I've been able to crack this examination is that my mains strategy and my mains answer writing is good. It was only because of my prelim strategy my journey has been quite long. So मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी आप लोगों को कि आप आपके स्ट्रैटेजी को सही तरीके से अंडरस्टैंड करके आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी को स्ट्रैटेजाइज करें. इट्स नॉट दैट मेरा स्ट्रैटेजी आपको ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करना है. मेरी गलतियों से आप सीखिए. इस सेशन के द्वारा मैं ये कहना चाहूँगी आपको, बिकॉज मैंने प्रीलिम्स में बहुत ही गलती किया है, विच हैज़ इंक्रीज द नंबर ऑफ अटेम्प्ट्स एंड ऑल्सो वेस्टेड अ लॉट ऑफ माई प्रोडक्टिव ईयर्स. Talking about the mains and the papers, जनरल इंग्लिश हमें सिविल सर्विसेज में भी जनरल इंग्लिश होता है, पर वो तो क्वालिफाइंग है, नेचर इज क्वालिफाइंग. पर यहाँ पे जनरल इंग्लिश इज नॉट क्वालिफाइंग. द मार्क्स दैट वी स्कोर इज एक्चुअली एडेड इन आवर मीन्स स्कोर. सो क्या होता है जनरल इंग्लिश डिफरेंस क्या होता है? यहाँ पे भी ऐसे होता है, ऐसे 100 मार्क्स का ऐसे होता है, पर जो ऐसे हम सिविल सर्विसेज में लिखते हैं ऐसा ऐसे नहीं लिखना है हमें. इस जनरल इंग्लिश में सिर्फ हमारा ग्रामर टेस्ट हो रहा है. तो ऐसे का लैंग्वेज बहुत ही सिंपल रखना है, फ्लवरी लैंग्वेज नहीं चाहिए यूपीएससी को. और जो हम सिविल सर्विसेज के ऐसे में बोलते हैं कि एक एनेक्डोट होना चाहिए, एक कंटिन्यूटी होना चाहिए एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, वो अगर इतना नहीं है अगर जनरल इंग्लिश के पेपर में, तो भी चलेगा. बस ये ध्यान रखिए कि आपके ऐसे का फ्लो अच्छा है, ग्रामर इज गुड, and you are able to just bring a proper introduction, body and conclusion to your essay. That is what is important here. The other thing that is present in general English paper is something called as Presi, which is of 50 marks. They would give you a long paragraph and we have to summarize it in a few words. सो यहाँ पे आपको आपकी लैंग्वेज, ओल्ड लैंग्वेज यूज़ करना है, कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं करना है. सो प्रेसी इज समथिंग दैट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट टू स्कोर वेल. पैराग्राफ्स होता है, पैसेजेस, जैसे हमारा सीसैट में होता है रीडिंग कॉम्प्रहेंशन, वो भी होता है. और 50 मार्क्स का हमारा ग्रामर होता है, होमोफोन्स, ईडियम्स, नाउन्स, एडजेक्टिव्स, ये सारा होता है. इसके लिए मैंने कुछ अलग रिसोर्स नहीं यूज़ किया था. यूट्यूब में एक चैनल है जो इंग्लिश बाय रानी मैम, तो उनका जो जनरल इंग्लिश फॉर बिगिनर्स है, वहाँ पे उन्होंने थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन किया है ग्रामर के बारे में. अगर आपको ग्रामर पढ़े हुए बहुत साल हो चुका है तो मेरा सजेशन है ऐसा कुछ वीडियोस आप रेफर कीजिए जो हेल्पफुल है और स्कोरिंग भी होता है. सेकंड, जनरल नॉलेज का पेपर, ये काफ़ी अलग नहीं होता है जनरल स्टडीज़ और जनरल स्टडीज़ सिविल सर्विसेज के, और इसके बीच ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं होता है. आपको सिर्फ ये याद रखना चाहिए कि जो इंट्रोडक्शन, कंक्लूजन और बॉडी आप अच्छी तरह से लिख रहे हैं. फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज जो टॉपर्स क्लियर किए हैं उनका जनरल नॉलेज का अगर मार्क्स देखेंगे तो जो लोग सिविल सर्विसेज का मेंस देके उसके बाद फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज का मेंस देंगे, उनका जनरल नॉलेज का स्कोर एक्चुअली ज़्यादा होता है. दे एंड अप स्कोरिंग 150, 160 इन अ 300 मार्क पेपर. Then in that you can understand that UPSC is not differentiating between general studies and general knowledge paper evaluation. Evaluation almost on the same lines ही होता है. इसीलिए people who give civil service exam end up scoring more in the general knowledge paper of IFS also. So strategy same है. So बस एग्ज़ाम का पैटर्न थोड़ा अलग है. यहाँ पे हमारा डिफरेंट सेक्शंस होता है. जैसे कि पॉलिटी का सेक्शन में 4 सवाल होते हैं, हिस्ट्री का सेक्शन में 4 सवाल, जियोग्राफी के सेक्शन में 4 सवाल, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी और एनवायरनमेंट एंड करंट अफेयर्स. सारे सेक्शंस में 6 सेक्शंस एंड 4 questions each. So the paper consists actually of 24 questions, 300 marks. So they have categorized it or grouped it into subject wise, but the way you write your answers वो उसमें ज़्यादा अंतर नहीं है. ऑप्शनल्स के बारे में बात करूँ तो जब मैं एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म फिल कर रही थी तो मुझे इतना आइडिया नहीं था. ये मेरा फर्स्ट फॉरेस्ट मीन्स था, तो आइडिया नहीं था कि फॉरेस्ट्री और जियोलॉजी सब्जेक्ट्स कैसे है, क्या पढ़ना चाहिए. मैंने सिर्फ मेरा कुछ दोस्तों से बात की और उन्होंने बताया कि उनका ऑप्शनल भी सेम था. तो मेरा उम्मीद ये था कि अगर मेरा प्रीलिम्स हो जाएगा IFS का, तो बाद में मैं इन सबसे बात करके मेरा ऑप्शनल पढ़ूँगी. तो इस बार भी यही हुआ। तो फॉरेस्ट्री और जियोलॉजी, फॉरेस्ट्री सारे लोग फॉरेस्ट्री ऑप्शनल लेते हैं क्योंकि वो एक सिंपल और बहुत ही कम सिलेबस वाला ऑप्शनल है। दूसरा रीज़न ये है कि जब हम इंटरव्यू के लिए जाते हैं, फॉरेस्ट सर्विस की इंटरव्यू, हमें ज़्यादातर सवाल फॉरेस्ट्री के बारे में ही आता है। तो दोबारा पढ़ना होता है हमें इंटरव्यू जब जाते हैं हम फॉरेस्ट्री का सिलेबस। तो इसी वजह से ज़्यादातर टॉपर्स या फिर एस्पिरेंट्स फॉरेस्ट्री पहले मेंस के स्टेज में ही ले लेते हैं। जियोलॉजी जब मैंने लिया, मुझे इतना आइडिया नहीं था कि सब्जेक्ट कैसा होता है। तो मुझे पता था कि गाइडेंस है जियोलॉजी में, और ज़्यादातर टॉपर्स जियोलॉजी के बैकग्राउंड से ही आते हैं। तो मैंने भी जियोलॉजी लिया। जियोलॉजी मैं बोलूँगी कि एक बहुत ही टेक्निकल और इंटरेस्टिंग ऑप्शनल भी है, बट इट ऑल्सो मेक्स यू think why you took this optional, because you have to memorize a lot of things in geology. What I did for geology is I stuck with one institute. I did not join a formal course. I found their materials online, which is Planet Geology, and that was my only source. I also took a textbook called as Textbook of Geology by GB Mahapatra sir. बट मेरा मानना है कि नाउ फॉरेस्ट सर्विस के मेंस के लिए वो बुक आउटडेटेड हो गया है, तो मैं वो बुक रेकमेंड नहीं करूँगी। मैं प्लानिट जियोलॉजी का कोर्स रेकमेंड करूँगी, क्योंकि मैंने वही किया था और मुझे जियोलॉजी में 247 मार्क्स आया है 400 में। तो दैट वाज द ओनली थिंग दैट हैज़ हेल्प्ड मी। फॉरेस्ट्री के लिए एक इंस्टीट्यूट है हॉर्नबिल करके, तो मैंने उसका बुक्स लिया था। तो आई ब्रॉट देयर, आई परचेज देयर बुक्स, नॉट द कोर्स। दे हैव अ 6 book course that I had taken. They deliver it physically to you, so I only refer to their books. I have not joined any formal coaching for forestry or geology. सो मेरे पास 3 महीने थे, क्योंकि मैं वर्क भी कर रही थी। आई वर्क एज अ हिस्ट्री फैकल्टी एट अ कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट, सो आई ओनली गॉट 3 months to study both these optionals. I could not take up any test series, unfortunately. उतना टाइम नहीं था मेरे पास। तो हॉर्नबिल का फॉरेस्ट्री और प्लानिट जियोलॉजी का जियोलॉजी कोर्स मैंने वेरी रिलीजियसली फॉलो करके मैंने रिवाइज किया है। आई थिंक आई हैड रिवाइज्ड 4 to 5 times both of these resources. That is what has helped me, and a lot of analysis of previous year questions. So I had purchased a book of geology previous year questions starting from 2013. So I kept on referring to the previous year questions, and I read the subjects and also the chapters according to that, which helped me understand what kind of questions UPSC is asking. So that is very important. This is the main strategy. Within mains also, I would like to tell one thing about answer writing. So you might have a lot of people who are in the session today, if you are also writing civil services exam, you might have heard toppers tell that preparation and answer writing should go hand in hand. So I would like to share my personal experience. I was not the person who started answer writing from day one of my preparation. The reason was that आंसर राइटिंग के लिए बहुत ही नॉलेज चाहिए होता है, और ऑल्सो बहुत रिसोर्सेज को रेफ़र करना होता है, जो हम नहीं कर पाते हैं बिगिनिंग ऑफ आवर प्रिपरेशन में। तो और मेरा एक नोशन था कि जब मैं लिखना शुरू करूँगी आंसर को, वो आंसर्स परफेक्ट ही होने चाहिए। आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ द एस्पिरेंट्स हैव दिस फीलिंग ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग अ परफेक्ट आंसर, पर मैं कहना चाहूँगी कि वो परफेक्ट आंसर कभी भी नहीं आता है। इवन मेंस के दिन भी हम परफेक्ट आंसर्स लिख नहीं पाते हैं। हम आंसर्स को ऐसे लिखें जो बाकी लोगों से थोड़ा हटके हो, तो ये हम कहाँ से ले आएंगे, तो ये वैल्यू एडिशन से होता है। तो मैंने मेरा फर्स्ट मीन्स मैंने जब दिया था मेरे सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट में, तब मैंने आंसर राइटिंग को प्रैक्टिस करना शुरू किया था। तो टॉपर्स जो बोलते हैं कि स्टार्टिंग से प्रिपेयर कीजिए, इट्स अ गुड स्ट्रैटेजी। सो what I would say is I would like to talk about answer writing in two different categories. One category is for aspirants who are starting preparation now. For you guys, I would like to say that आप आंसर राइटिंग को पहले दिन मतलब नॉट द फर्स्ट डे ऑफ योर प्रिपरेशन, स्टार्टिंग से ही यू कैन स्टार्ट राइटिंग आंसर्स. So how do you write your answers? It can be open book. Okay, if you have read a chapter today, for example on federalism, you can open Lakshmikant or whatever your resource is. You can see the question and you can also see what part of the content can be picked from Lakshmikant and given or made to write in the answer. This is your open book learning. When you do this, you will understand what needs to be written, because that is the first stage. You need to understand what needs to be written. Second thing that you can do is there are a lot of online platforms wherein questions are given and you can write an answer. They will evaluate it sometimes, so you can write down your answers there. The most efficient strategy that I found was good is that joining a test series. Like how we join a prelims test series, वैसे मेंस का टेस्ट सीरीज भी बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि फीडबैक के बिना हमारे आंसर्स को हम इम्प्रूव नहीं कर सकते. एक और तरीका है, अगर आप मेंस की आंसर राइटिंग आप ज्वाइन नहीं कर सकते, वो है पेयर रिव्यूइंग. दैट इज़ आप आपके दोस्तों के साथ बैठकर आंसर्स लिख सकते हैं और एक दूसरे का आंसर्स टॉपर्स के कॉपी से मैच करके यू कैन ट्राई टू करेक्ट इट. सो इस तरह आपको एक आइडिया मिल जाएगा कि आंसर्स कैसे लिख सकते हैं. टॉपर्स की कॉपीज़ भी प्लीज़ रेफ़र कीजिए, बट उसको एक गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड की तरह मत देखिए, क्योंकि वो गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड नहीं है. आप इससे भी बेहतर लिख सकते हैं. टॉपर्स वो आंसर्स जो हम देखते हैं इंटरनेट पे, उन्होंने तब लिखा होगा जब वो मेंस की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं, तो एक्चुअल एग्ज़ाम में उससे भी बेहतर आंसर्स लिखे होंगे उन्होंने. तो उस बात को आप ज़रूर ध्यान में रखिएगा. जो लोग ऑलरेडी प्रिपरेशन में हैं बट कभी भी आंसर राइटिंग को प्रैक्टिस नहीं किए हैं, don't lose heart, because I have been there and you can always go back and start studying and start your answer writing. That is what I have done. So अगर आप 1 year into the preparation है, 2 years into the preparation है, तब आपको इतना नॉलेज है आपके पास अभी कि आप आंसर्स लिख सकते हैं. तो स्टार्ट राइटिंग डाउन आंसर्स and you can join a test series, or you can do peer reviewing, or you can also write your answers online. All of these can be followed by you even now. Think of yourself as somebody who's being in a better position to write an answer than somebody who's just starting out. Okay, so answer writing can be started, but value addition requires time. You will write trash answers, that is okay. So your answers might not look perfect. If that is really okay, you just have to start writing. So this is one thing that is what you have to keep in mind. Again, talking about the interview strategy. For my forest service means the interview strategy was that बिकॉज फॉरेस्ट सर्विस इंटरव्यू काफ़ी टेक्निकल होता है, हमें फॉरेस्ट्री और जियोलॉजी के हमारे ऑप्शनल्स का अगेन रिविजन करना पड़ा फिर से इंटरव्यू के स्टेज में, स्पेशली फॉरेस्ट्री का. और एनवायरनमेंट के समिट्स जो हो रहे हैं और एनवायरनमेंट के वो टेक्निकल वर्ड्स जो यूज़ होते हैं, तो उनका हमें दोबारा से रिविजन करना पड़ा, जो कि मैंने भी किया था. फॉरेस्ट्री में पूछते हैं हमें टेक्निकल नेचर है, फैक्चुअल नेचर है. मेरा एक्चुअल इंटरव्यू के दिन कितने बायोडाइवर्सिटी हॉटस्पॉट्स है इंडिया में, ये पूछा गया था. रिसेंट समिट्स जो एनवायरमेंटल समिट्स हुए थे उसके बारे में पूछा था, और इंडिया के कमिटमेंट्स क्या है। सो इंडिया के क्लाइमेट कमिटमेंट्स जो कि यूएन को इंडिया ने दिया है, तो उसमें क्या अलग किया है इंडिया ने इस बार, तो उससे सवाल आया था। और इंटरव्यू के प्रिपरेशन में कहूँगी कि इतना भी स्ट्रेसफुली मत लीजिए, क्योंकि इंटरव्यू में आपका पर्सनालिटी को देख रहे हैं। व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय पर्सनालिटी? जो भी आपने किया है आपके 20, 25, 30 साल की आपके लाइफ में, तो उसके बारे में ब्लफ मत कीजिए। आपका अगर जॉब एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है तो कोई बात नहीं है, तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। आप जस्टिफाई कीजिए कि आप क्या कर रहे थे, सिर्फ प्रेपरेशन कर रहे थे या फिर कुछ और सर्कमस्टांसेस था जो आपका जॉब एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, तो आप बता दीजिए ओपनली जो है। सेकेंडली, पर्सनालिटी के बारे में ये बताना चाहती हूँ कि अगर आपको किसी चीज़ की आंसर नहीं पता हो तो आप उसका आंसर गेस करने का कोशिश मत कीजिए। आप बता दीजिए कि आपने पढ़ा हुआ है या फिर आपने सुना है, पर वो एग्जैक्टली क्या होता है आपको पता नहीं है। तो इस तरह से अगर आप आपकी जेन्युइन नेचर को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो आप जो प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे बोर्ड भी आपको वैसे ही देखेगा, जो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है। मेरा इंटरव्यू में 210 नंबर आए थे, 210। मोस्टली क्वेश्चंस मेरा ग्रेजुएशन के बारे में, क्योंकि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बूम हो रहे हैं, और मेरा ग्रेजुएशन सब्जेक्ट भी कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियरिंग था, तो उसके बारे में ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस आए मुझे। और मेरा हॉबीज़ में मैं भरतनाट्यम प्रैक्टिस करती हूँ, तो उससे भी ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस आए थे। तो हॉबीज़ के बारे में भी ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस मत लीजिए, क्योंकि हॉबीज़ इज़ नॉट समथिंग दैट यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस एवरी डे। इफ़ यू डोंट हैव एनी हॉबी, you can write anything, like cooking can be your hobby, but be very genuine about it. You can actually tell the board members that, sir, the preparation is so stressful and takes a lot of your time, that you could not come up with another hobby, so cooking felt easier. Or anything like painting, riding a bicycle can be your hobby, exploring the neighborhood that you live in can be your hobby, but it just have to be genuine. Okay, so that is something that is important. So इंटरव्यू के लिए अलग प्रिपरेशन नहीं होता है, और डो नॉट गिव मोर मॉक्स ऑल्सो। आई गेव 3 मॉक्स बिफोर माई इंटरव्यू. The utility of a mock is that whatever feedback you get, you have to work on that. So without working, अगर आप सिर्फ मॉक्स दे रहे हो तो आपका कोई इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं हो रहा है। तो इसीलिए मॉक्स दीजिए, पर जो भी फीडबैक आ रहा है उस पर वर्क कीजिए। तो ये आपका लर्निंग कर्व है, तो इसके बारे में आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। उसके अलावा मैं कुछ क्वेश्चंस, फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस एड्रेस करना चाहूँगी, जैसे कि PYQ एनालिसिस कैसे करें। तो PYQ एनालिसिस में बताऊँगी प्रीलिम्स और मेंस का। तो मैंने जब प्रिपरेशन शुरू किया था, तो मुझे भी टॉपर्स ने बोला था या फिर सीनियर्स ने बोला था कि PYQ एनालिसिस करना है। तो PYQ एनालिसिस कैसे करें? तो फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम मैंने भी सोचा था कि मैंने PYQ एनालिसिस किया है, पर मैं बहुत साल तक एनालिसिस का मतलब ही समझ ही नहीं थी। तो क्या है PYQ एनालिसिस? कितने सब्जेक्ट से कितने क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं प्रीलिम्स में, और एक सब्जेक्ट में किस टॉपिक से ज़्यादा सवाल आ रहा है, ये एनालिसिस नहीं होता है। अगर मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल दूँ, 2023 में एक क्वेश्चन आया था, which country is the world's largest producer of cobalt, and the answer was Democratic Republic of Congo. So यहाँ पर जो एस्पिरेंट्स सिर्फ आंसर देखकर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन के लिए स्किप हो रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे एनालिसिस क्या है, जो 3 अलग ऑप्शंस था, ऑस्ट्रेलिया था, कजाकिस्तान था, डीआरसी के साथ, तो हमें जाके गूगल करना है कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया और कजाकिस्तान में किसी लार्ज मिनरल का प्रोडक्शन होता है या नहीं। तो इस सवाल 2025 में रिपीट हुआ था एक मैच द फॉलोइंग फॉर्मेट में। Australia is the major producer of some metal and Kazakhstan is a major producer of some metal. If you have done the PYQ analysis of 2023, you can go back to the PYQ analysis of 2025. So this is connecting the dots. जो 3 गलत ऑप्शंस होता है एक प्रीलिम्स की क्वेश्चन में, उनके बारे में भी हमें इंफॉर्मेशन लिखना है, हमें उनके बारे में भी थोड़ा रिसर्च करना है। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि इन डेप्थ जाना। तो आजकल बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूट्स जैसे कि फोरम, विजन का PYQ एनालिसिस आ रहे हैं, तो इन्होंने ये सब एनालिसिस किए हुए हैं। तो आप एक बार इनको रेफ़र करके अगर आपको कुछ ऐड ऑन करना है तो आप ऐड ऑन कर सकते हैं। एक और एग्जांपल प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस का, एक क्वेश्चन आता है स्टेटमेंट फॉर्म में, डिस्क्राइब करता है नेशनल पार्क को और आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है ये कौन से नेशनल पार्क है। तो आपको आंसर आ गया, तो एक नेशनल पार्क को आप टिक कर रहे हैं, तो अदर 3 नेशनल पार्क्स जो है क्वेश्चन में दिए हुए हैं, आपको उनके बारे में भी नोट्स बनाना है। जैसे कि ये नेशनल पार्क कौन से स्टेट में है, इनके अंदर क्या कोई नदी जा रहा है या फिर फ्लो कर रहा है, क्या ये नेशनल पार्क 2 स्टेट्स या फिर 2 और अधिक स्टेट्स के बीच डिवाइडेड है और या शेयर्ड है। तो ये सब क्या इस नेशनल पार्क में कुछ यूनिक फ्लोरा है, फौना है, और आप इस सब के बारे में आपको नोट्स बनाना है। इन डेप्थ मत जाइए। आपको भी एक्सपीरियंस होगा प्रीलिम्स एग्ज़ाम के बाद ही आप जब किसी आंसर को आप टाइप करके उसके जवाब सर्च करना चाहेंगे, तो आंसर 2 या 3 लाइंस के अंदर ही आ जाता है टॉप सर्चेस में। तो उतना ही आपको आपके नोट्स में डालना है, आपको इन डेप्थ नहीं जाना है, पर आपको ये ज़रूर करना चाहिए कि हर क्वेश्चन का आप एनालिसिस करें, गलत क्वेश्चंस का भी आप नोट्स बनाएं। एक सेपरेट नोटबुक रखिए PYQ एनालिसिस के लिए, तो आप आपके ओन नोट्स बनाइए। 30 या 40 क्वेश्चंस आप PYQ से डायरेक्टली नहीं, इनडायरेक्टली कनेक्ट करके आप सॉल्व कर सकते हैं आप प्रीलिम्स जनरल स्टडीज़ पेपर के दिन। तो ये एनालिसिस आप ज़रूर कीजिए। मेंस के एनालिसिस भी आपको क्वेश्चंस को रीफ्रेम करके UPSC पूछता है। बहुत बार भक्ति सूफी मूवमेंट्स का क्वेश्चन आया है, इन्फ्लेशन के बारे में बहुत बार क्वेश्चन आए हैं, बट फ्रेमिंग ऑफ द क्वेश्चन इज़ डिफरेंट, बट द टॉपिक स्टेज द सेम। तो इससे आपको क्या लेना चाहिए लर्निंग, ये है कि UPSC कुछ कॉन्सेप्चुअल चीज़ें, कुछ टॉपिक्स को हमेशा लगातार पूछता रहता है, और इस टॉपिक्स के बारे में आपको प्रॉपर्ली आपके ही ओन नोट्स बनाना चाहिए। तो PYQ एनालिसिस मेंस में ईजिली हो जाता है, आप टॉपिक आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं, और प्रीलिम्स में आपको थोड़ा आप एफर्ट डालना है आपको आपकी ओन एनालिसिस करने में, तो दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। टॉकिंग अबाउट वन मोर thing about the examination, which is current affairs. So how to cover current affairs? So current affairs के लिए मैंने पूरा मेरा प्रिपरेशन में विजन का करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन रेफ़र किया है मैंने, और न्यूज़पेपर रेगुलरली मैंने न्यूज़पेपर को रेफ़र किया है। मैंने कुछ साल PIB का कंपाइलेशंस रेफ़र करने का कोशिश किया था, पर तब UPSC PIB का कंपाइलेशन या PIB से क्वेश्चंस इतना नहीं पूछता था। पर आजकल PIB से आप देख सकते हैं 2026 प्रीलिम्स में भी बहुत क्वेश्चंस आए हैं। तो आपको ये नहीं करना है कि आप PIB का हर एक न्यूज़ इंफॉर्मेशन का नोट्स बनाइए, नहीं। आई थिंक अगर ये ट्रेंड ऐसे ही फॉलो होता रहा तो कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स ही आपको कंपाइलेशंस पीआईबी से लेके मैगजीन्स में डालेंगे, तो आपकी पूरा स्ट्रैटेजी आपको चेंज करने का ज़रूरत नहीं है। पर ये ध्यान रखिए कि कुछ इम्पॉर्टेंट स्कीम्स हो या फिर न्यूज़ हो, न्यूज़पेपर में डेफिनेटली कवर होता है। तो न्यूज़पेपर और कोचिंग, किसी भी कोचिंग, मैं ये नहीं कहूँगी कि विजन का ही रेफर कीजिए, किसी भी करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन जो आपको लैंग्वेज आसान लगता है, प्लीज़ उसको रेफर कीजिए। न्यूज़पेपर से नोट्स बनाना नहीं है। जब भी आपका एक कंफर्टेबल मेंस का प्रिपरेशन हो जाए, तब एक अलग नोटबुक रखिए चारों जीएस सब्जेक्ट्स का, जीएस 1 2 3 4, और न्यूज़पेपर में जो भी आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन लगता है वैलिड है, फॉर एग्जांपल फेडरलिज्म या फिर गवर्नर इश्यूज जो आजकल न्यूज़ आर्टिकल्स में आते हैं, अगर कोई कोट हो उसमें या फिर कुछ न्यू इन्फॉर्मेशन वहाँ पे है जो आप आपके नोट्स में डालना चाहते हैं, वो वहाँ से आप या आपके नोट्स में लिख सकते हैं। उसके अलावा करंट अफेयर्स का आपके ओन नोट्स प्लीज़ मत बनाइए, क्योंकि हम कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली कवर नहीं कर सकते हैं। when we can't comprehensively cover something, that is a wasteful effort, which I don't want you people to do, because टाइम ही इतना कम रहता है हमें कुछ स्टैटिक चीज़ें पढ़ने के लिए। तो आप कुछ और मत कीजिए ताकि आपका जो भी टाइम है वो वेस्ट हो जाए। एक और चीज़ मैं कहना चाहूँगी, ज़्यादातर एस्पिरेंट्स को ये लगता है कि प्रीलिम्स और मेंस का प्रिपरेशन अलग होता है। ऐसा नहीं है। प्रीलिम्स और मेंस का प्रिपरेशन एक होलिस्टिकली प्रिपरेशन को करना बहुत ही ज़रूरी है। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, जो प्रीलिम्स में हिस्ट्री और ज्योग्राफी हम पढ़ते हैं वो जनरल स्टडीज़ पेपर 1 में है। जो पॉलिटी हम पढ़ते हैं जीएस 2 में है, इकोनॉमिक्स, एनवायरनमेंट, साइंस एंड टेक जीएस 3 में है। और अगर आप 2026 के प्रीलिम्स आपने दिए हुए हैं तो आपको पता है कि जीएस 4 जो कि एथिक्स पेपर है, उसका भी हमें प्रीलिम्स में पूछा गया था, एथिक्स का कुछ टॉपिक्स। तो एक और चीज़ मैं बताना चाहूँगी कि अगर आपने किसी को मेंस लिखे हुए देखेंगे तो वो लोग हर साल प्रीलिम्स को निकालेंगे। एक बार मेंस लिखे हैं और हर बार प्रीलिम्स को निकालेंगे। उसका मेन रीज़न ये है कि मेंस आपका नॉलेज का होराइजन को बढ़ाएगा, वाइडन करेगा। तो इस वजह से आपके प्रीलिम्स को कंफर्टेबली आप निकाल सकते हैं। एक एग्जांपल से आपको समझाऊंगी। 2019 के प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चन आया था, फर्स्ट कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी केरला में आया था और साल भी बताया था। तो ये तो पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस इंडिया का पार्ट है जो बहुत एस्पिरेंट्स नहीं पढ़ते हैं प्रीलिम्स के टाइम। सो आपको ये याद रखना ज़रूरी है कि अगर आपने मेंस का प्रिपरेशन एक बार किया हुआ है तो प्रीलिम्स में आपको डायरेक्टली या फिर इनडायरेक्टली बहुत ही हेल्प मिलेगा। तो प्लीज़ आप प्रीलिम्स देने से पहले ये ज़रूर करिए कि आपका मेंस प्रिपरेशन एक बार एटलीस्ट कंप्लीट हो। ये आपको इंश्योर करेगा कि आप प्रीलिम्स निकाल रहे हैं। I understand why a lot of people don't actually write prelims, don't actually do their means preparation before prelims, because they feel that अगर prelims ही नहीं निकाल पा रहे हैं तो means preparation का क्या use है। I understand that, but I also want to tell you that without means preparation, prelims preparation can never be comprehensive. So please make sure that प्रीलिम्स और मेंस का प्रिपरेशन हैंड इन हैंड जाए, और प्रीलिम्स के पहले ही दिसंबर तक आपका मेंस का प्रिपरेशन और नोट मेकिंग वो सारी चीज़ कंप्लीट हो जाए। तो प्लीज़ कीप दीज थिंग्स इन माइंड। दिस इज़ व्हाट आई वांटेड टू एड्रेस। सो नाउ इफ़ यू हैव एनी डाउट आई वुड आंसर दैट वन बाय वन। Um, okay, so Samkriti has a question. They are from BCom background. Can I prepare clear UPSC exam? You can definitely clear UPSC examination. If you are good in your commerce background, you can also take up commerce as your optional. Also, I would like to address that there's a difference between civil service eligibility and forest service eligibility. फॉरेस्ट सर्विस के लिए आपको एक टेक्निकल ग्रेजुएशन करना ज़रूरी है, जैसे कि बीए और बीकॉम मेरे हिसाब से आप लोग नहीं लिख सकते हैं एग्ज़ाम। आपको साइंस या फिर मैथमेटिक्स या फिर जियोलॉजी, फॉरेस्ट्री, ये सारी सब्जेक्ट्स आपको ग्रेजुएशन में पढ़ना बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो एलिजिबिलिटी को प्लीज़ एक बार आप क्रॉस वेरीफाई कीजिए फॉरेस्ट सर्विसेज का। How to make tell about CSAT for non-mathematics students. Okay, the place that I had taken my coaching was from Vajiram and Ravi in Delhi. So the CSAT, when I had studied CSAT, we did not have a lot of emphasis on number systems. So what I did was I referred to a YouTube channel called as Rodha, RODHA. This is for CAT students, but the number systems topic that Sir has covered in the channel was very good, and it helped me a lot in my attempts. So please do number systems properly. Please make sure that you watch videos on how to tackle reading comprehensions. I personally have not taken any CSAT coaching in the recent years. I have done it mostly through my online sources on YouTube. So please do it selectively. Where did you do your foundation course? I've told you. What mistakes did you make, ma'am? Okay, so this was my 6th attempt, and the mistake that I made was I was not attempting many questions in my prelims. I was attempting at max 70 to 72 questions in my prelims. So I have lost my prelims by zero point 0.1 mark, 0.4 marks, 0.7 marks. So if I had covered somewhere around 80 questions also, I would have been able to get through prelims. So it was my execution failure. On the day of prelims exam, I used to be very scared. I used to feel like, what if I don't clear the exam? And that fear made me attempt very less number of questions. So my suggestion to you is never function from a place of fear. It does not matter if you don't clear, but in those 2 hours, if you are not giving it your all, then you are wasting your years. So I would not say wasting. See, what happens is, when you lose out on prelims, you have to wait 1 more year to clear prelims again or write prelims again. So it brings down a lot of your motivation, and that loss of motivation is what makes a lot of people give up on this examination. So whenever you are in a place wherein you can do better in your prelims, please do that. Today we don't have any dearth for resources. Resources are on your fingertips. You just have to know how you need to make use of these resources. My suggestion is, please stick to one source. Please stick to NCRTs first. Old versus new, don't go into the debate. Finish your old NCRTs and quickly refer to your new NCRTs, and then keep one reference material for other subjects like Spectrum for Modern India, Lakshmikant for Polity. For Polity, also do class 11th and 12th Polity books, NCRTs. That will also help you to understand the basics of polity, and then you can switch to Lakshmikant. A lot of people might be confused about your sources for mains, topics like governance. We don't actually study governance during our prelims. So for all my mains related topics, I used the value added materials from Vision. One thing I would like to tell you is that कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स ये कह सकते हैं कि उनके मटेरियल में 100% ऑफ यूपीएससी सिलेबस कवर्ड है, पर ऐसा नहीं होता क्योंकि यूपीएससी किसी कोचिंग मटेरियल से क्वेश्चंस फ्रेम नहीं कर रहे। तो आप ये कर सकते हैं कि आप 80-20 रूल से आप ले सकते हैं इसको, दैट 80% ऑफ द सिलेबस कवर्ड है किसी भी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट के मटेरियल में, और 20% आपको लाना है जैसे कि करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन से या फिर न्यूज़पेपर से। आपको अगर क्या चल रहा है वर्ल्ड में, इंडिया में ये पता है, तो आप प्रिपेयर रह सकते हैं जो क्वेश्चंस एक्चुअल मेंस में आ सकते हैं। तो मेरा सजेशन ये है कि आप एक ही रेफरेंस मटेरियल रखिए मेंस के लिए किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूट का जहाँ से आपने कोचिंग लिया है। तो यू कैन कीप दैट फॉर स्टैटिक, कीप 4 different books for your GS 1, 2, 3, 4 and bring value addition. And where do you bring value addition? One is from data. जो भी डेटा आप करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन से पढ़ रहे हैं तो आप उसको लिख सकते हैं आपके ओन नोट्स में, जैसे कि फूड ग्रेन प्रोडक्शंस कितना है इंडिया में, राइस का, वीट का, इम्पॉर्टेंट है। क्लाइमेट कमिटमेंट्स क्या है इंडिया का, क्या हमने अचीव किया है हमारा कमिटमेंट्स, क्या हमने हमारा रिपोर्ट्स अपडेट करके यूएन को भेजा है, तो ये सब आपको करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन से ही मिलता है। सेकंड, फर्स्ट इज डेटा फॉर वैल्यू एडिशन, सेकंड कम्स फ्रॉम रिपोर्ट्स, जैसे कि फेडरलिज्म में सरकारिया कमीशन का रिपोर्ट है, लॉ कमीशंस है, या फिर लेजिस्लेटिव कमिटीज़ होते हैं पार्लियामेंट्स के, तो पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटीज़, सो उनके जो रिपोर्ट्स है, या फिर अगर क्राइम के बारे में बात करें तो नेशनल क्राइम कंट्रोल ब्यूरो जो रिपोर्ट लाता है, या फिर हेल्थ के बारे में रिपोर्ट्स। सो ऑल ऑफ दीज रिपोर्ट्स एंड देयर डेटा इज़ इम्पोर्टेंट, एंड मेक notes topic wise. For example, in your environment you might read about biodiversity and ecology, and in your current affairs magazine you might read about committees like Kasturi Rangan committee, so about Western Ghats. So you can put that Western Ghats wala current affairs ka example in both your ecology and biodiversity topic. एंड नोट्स कैसे बनाना है, नोट्स बहुत ही कॉम्प्रहेंसिवली नहीं बनाना है, स्ट्रैटेजिकली बनाना है। व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय दैट? नोट्स इज़ नॉट फॉर स्टोरेज, नोट्स इज़ फॉर रिविजन। सो आप जब कब रिविजन करेंगे आपके नोट्स का? जब आपका एग्ज़ाम नियरिंग हो, 1 हफ्ता है आपका मेंस के लिए, और मेंस के एक पेपर के बाद जो 1 घंटे का आपको गैप मिलता है वहाँ पे रिवाइज करने के लिए आपका नोट्स बना हुआ है। तो इसीलिए ये रूल एक मेक श्योर कीजिए कि एक टॉपिक का सिर्फ एक ही पेज का नोट्स होगा। अगर ये 1 पेज से एक्सीड कर रहा है तो इसका मतलब है आप फिल्टर आउट नहीं कर रहे हैं कंटेंट को, आप सिर्फ कॉपी पेस्ट कर रहे हैं, तो ये आपको हेल्प नहीं करेगा। आपको अगर नहीं पता है कि नोट्स कैसे बनाना है तो प्लीज़ किसी टॉपर्स की नोट्स को रेफ़र कीजिए। अगर मुझे कुछ मिल जाता है तो मैं यूपीएससी टीम को दे दूँगी, तो वो आपसे शेयर कर सकते हैं। तो नोट मेकिंग के लिए ये ध्यान रखिए कि GS 1 का सेपरेट होना चाहिए, 2 का सेपरेट, 3 का सेपरेट और 4 का सेपरेट, और आपके ऑप्शनल का सेपरेट होता है। तो ये स्ट्रैटेजी आपको मेंटेन करना चाहिए। मैंने प्रीलिम्स के लिए कोई नोट्स नहीं बनाया था, मैंने सिर्फ स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स रेफ़र किया, क्योंकि NCERTs की बात करूँ तो NCERTs में बहुत मैप्स होते हैं साइड के पेजेस में। द सेम गोज़ विद ज्योग्राफी ऑल्सो, एंड मुझे वो मैप्स को दोबारा रिवाइज करना था जो मैं कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं कर सकती। तो इसीलिए मेरा ये ओपिनियन है कि प्रीलिम्स में नोट मेकिंग इम्पॉर्टेंट नहीं है, मेरे लिए एटलीस्ट। पर आपको अगर कहीं पे लक्ष्मीकांत, दैट इज़ पॉलिटी का कुछ आर्टिकल्स आपको स्ट्रैटेजिकली रिमेंबर करने के लिए कहीं पे नोट डाउन करना आप अगर ज़रूरी समझते हैं तो प्लीज़ कीजिए. अगर मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री स्पेक्ट्रम बल्कि हो जाएगा तो ये सिविल रिवोल्ट्स, ट्राइबल रिवोल्ट्स और उनके लीडर्स किस प्लेस में हो रहा था, अगर आप यहाँ इसको किसी प्लेस में नोट डाउन करना चाहते हैं तो कंसोलिडेट करने के लिए आप लिख सकते हो. तो प्रीलिम्स आपके ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है, पर मेंस के लिए नोट मेकिंग बहुत ही ज़रूरी है. आप उसको इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते, वो नॉन नेगोशिएबल है, तो प्लीज़ उसको कीजिए. ओके, तो सम स्टूडेंट्स, how long did you prepare for this exam and how many attempts did it take? Right now I've cleared it in my sixth IFS attempt. Um, that is what I'm telling you. My prelim strategy was not very good, which has taken me many attempts. Whenever I've written my mains, I have gone for the interview in civil services. Mains was not an issue, but prelims was. So please ensure that your whichever stage you are failing in, if it is prelims, fix it. Identify why you are failing. If it is mains, identify why you are failing and fix it. The fixing of gap is very important. After covering how much syllabus should we start answer writing? So if you are somebody who you think that you don't write good answers, I would suggest that after every chapter, for example 1857 revolt, आप पी वाई क्यूज़ को रेफ़र कर सकते हो और 1857 रिवोल्ट के ऊपर अगर कुछ क्वेश्चन आया है मेंस में आप लिख सकते हो उसे. तो माय सजेशन इज़ फर्स्ट स्टार्ट आंसर राइटिंग फॉर सब्जेक्ट्स विच आर स्टैटिक इन नेचर लाइक हिस्ट्री और जियोग्राफी. तो उसमें अगर करंट अफेयर्स से रिलेट करके, फॉर एग्जांपल अर्थक्वेक्स जहाँ हो रहा है रिसेंटली, उसको रिलेट करके और लिंक करके यूपीएससी पूछ सकता है. वो करंट एग्जांपल्स हम बाद में ले आ सकते हैं, पर वॉल्केनोस कैसे होता है, अर्थक्वेक कैसे होता है, साइक्लोन कैसे फॉर्म होता है, तो ये सब तो स्टैटिक है. तो आप इसके ऊपर आंसर्स आप लिख सकते हो. तो स्टैटिक से शुरू कीजिए, तब तक आपका डायनामिक सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक इकोनॉमी और साइंस एंड टेक भी कवर हो सकता है. तो तब आप उन सब्जेक्ट्स के ऊपर आंसर राइटिंग शुरू कर सकते हैं. Foundation course, I've addressed it. What is the difference between mock interview and UPSC interview? Okay, Ravindra, the difference between mock and actual interview is the actual interview experience will be very cordial. Sometimes in the mock interviews, they might make you feel, if say for example, if you're giving your 5th attempt or 7th attempt, they might make you feel that you are doing nothing for all these years and you're just preparing for this exam. So at the end of the interview, you might feel that you are doing something wrong. Okay, so in the mock interviews, they can make you feel that, or some mock interviews are maybe, or it may be relatable to the actual interview. But my experience with the actual interview has been very cordial. Whatever gaps you have, even I had career gaps. I have been a teaching faculty from the past 3 years. Before that, I also have gaps in my job profile. So I have also felt that maybe the board would feel or look down upon me, but that was not the case. Whatever you are, just be a very confident person. So the actual interview will actually be a very good experience for you. So don't have to worry about it. Hindi medium के लिए best economic book. I'm sorry Rahul, I am the wrong person to answer to that question. Aditi, you're asking that you are doing coaching and how am I supposed to study optionals and other GS? See, gone are the times wherein you join the coaching in 2025 and you give your first attempt in 2026. This strategy of covering everything in 1 year does not work. For an actual preparation, you actually need 2 years of preparation, actual exam. So what I would suggest is finish your coaching. You can take a year, one more year to cover whatever you want to cover, like make notes by yourself and solidify your foundation, and then you can give attempt in the next year, that is 2027 or 2028, whichever year you're planning. So it can go extend by 1 year, that is okay, you don't have to worry. If you have any, if you come under any category which gives you more number of attempts, more than the general category, and if you think that you want to attempt the examination in the very next year, so you can strategize it. But if you are from the general merit background and if you think that you want to give all your 6 attempts, so plan your attempts accordingly. It is okay. Your attempt can extend by a year, so you don't have to stress yourself. So finish your foundation course. 2 years of proper UPSC preparation is very much necessary. And a lot of people are asking about when to start plan B, after which attempt. See, I know people who have given 4 attempts, 5 attempts, and yet they are not very through with their mains and prelims preparation. Okay, and there are people who cover their entire preparation in 1.5 to 2 years. They are very sure that they will crack next year and they will go on to crack it. So my suggestion is, if you have properly studied for this examination and if you think that now you can take that step towards plan B, then after your 3rd or 4th attempt, I would like to tell you to think about plan B, because plan B is very important given the unpredictability of UPSC in the recent years. So think about your plan B after you think you have covered your mains and prelims preparation properly. Then you can go for your plan B, and along with your job you can attempt the examination. Some people have asked me why have you chosen IFS, ma'am. See, for a very long time I also did not know why people write Indian Forest Service examination. Indian Forest Service, if you don't already know, there are 2 types of lands that are present in our district or in our taluk or even in a state. One type of land is called as revenue land, which is taken care, or the administration is looked after by the deputy collector, which is IAS. The second type of land that is present is forest land, and this forest land is under the administrative control of an IFS officer. So what I would tell you through this is that Indian Forest Service also involves administration of the forest land. So even within the forest land, that is on issues like education or health, the IAS cadre officers have a say, but more authority is with the Indian Forest Service officers. That is the first point. Second point is that Indian Forest Service, Indian Administrative Service and Indian Police Service, all these 3 belong to the All India services. That means the perks, the salary that an Indian Forest Service officer gets is on par, that is equal with IAS and IPS officers. So after IAS and IPS officers, it is the IFS officers who stand higher in the hierarchy. So it is sometimes also has more diversity when compared to even the revenue services or the other services that follow in the civil service examination. It also depends on your interest, okay, if you want to do it. Also, after a few years of service, the Indian Forest Service officers can go on deputation to other departments. That is also an option. So this is a very good service which I was really not aware about. So I would like to tell UPSC time to bring some senior Indian Forest Service officers and make a session with them to help aspirants understand what the roles and responsibilities of an Indian Forest Service officer will be like. Okay, so if you are eligible to the forest services, getting through prelims is tough. Once you get through prelims, it is very easy to get through mains of forest services. So you do not have to look for any other job like SSC or IB that you keep writing. You can become an Indian Forest Service officer and then you can go on to write civil services if you want to. Or if you are happy with Indian Forest Services, then you can stick to that. Okay, so think about it because it's a very, very good service. Okay, you'll have a good family and also work-life balance. So think about it if you haven't till now. I feel I'm lacking in content. If that is your word, Flash, username Flash. See, lacking in content, there's nothing like lacking in content if you are reading the prescribed sources. So go through the sources. If you think you are lacking in content, my suggestion is get your answers evaluated somewhere. So not everybody will randomly correct your answer properly. So join a test series. They'll give you value added materials. You can also take value added materials from a lot of online websites like Insights IAS has a program called as Secure, which is answer writing program, and they have monthly compilations. So every day they give 10 questions based on the newspapers, and at the end of the month they'll compile the questions and answers. So if you people want a question answer format, you can also refer to the monthly compilation of Secure initiative. You can take examples from that. But make sure that you're only following one program. It's not that you are taking one program from one institute, the other one from another institute. Please don't do that. Then you will always be running behind materials, which is a strategy that will make you, end up like a failure. That will be a disaster, so please don't do that. Ma'am, when should one start reading current affairs magazines? From which month? Okay. So UPSC in its prelims has not told us that current affairs has to be covered from so and so month or year. The general understanding is that if the exam is in May, then from April, so for example May 2027 exam if you are attempting, so then April 2026 to April 2027 current affairs magazine you will be covering. In the recent years, UPSC is also asking questions from 2 years or 3 years back current affairs also. But you don't have to worry too much. Just cover 12 months of magazine properly. From April or March 2026 if possible to April 2027. So that should cover most of the current affairs for you. And as talking about when to start it, my suggestion is please start it as soon as you start the preparation or at least after a month of preparation. Okay, so that should be sufficient, and don't delay, because every month if you're delaying reading the current affairs magazine, you will pile up a lot of content to be read. Okay, like I'm writing answer, I feel like. Okay, so Flash, if you don't know if your answers are up to the mark, this is the time you go and get your answers evaluated. Please join a good test series. It does not have to be from a particular institute, any institute which is giving you proper feedback. Okay, because you need feedback. In one session I cannot sit and tell you if your answer is good or not. Or what you can do is take the toppers copies Whichever topic you have already studied, if a topper has written an answer from that, take the same question. You write an answer and you evaluate your answer with the topper's answer. So if right now you can't join a test series, you can do that. Evaluate it. Okay, so that also works. How to update 2-year-old notes in economics? My suggestion is take PT 365 and mains 365 of that particular year, the last 1 year, and you can update whatever numbers needs to be changed. You don't have to actually cover 2 years also. The last 1 year is sufficient to update it. How should answer be framed? Okay, see, an answer should always, if it is a 10 marker, it will have two parts. What do I mean by two parts? It will have two subheadings that needs to be answered. If it is a 15 marker question, it will have three subheadings to be answered. And it's not fixed, it can be less or it can be more than this also. It depends on the phrasing of the question. And every question needs to have an introduction and a conclusion, and then you write your body. My one more suggestion from my side is have a UPSC toolkit. What do I mean by this toolkit? So write the name of the book itself as toolkit, and write introductions and conclusions of every topic that is given in your mains syllabus, so that you have it ready somewhere. You don't have to keep thinking about intro and conclusion, and in your actual mains, depending on how the question is framed, you can change the framing of your introduction and conclusion, but have it. Have datas can be written in black pen, and committee reports can be written down in green or red pen, so that you understand the differentiation. So this toolkit will come handy for you to do value addition to your answers. So how do you write a body? For every subheading, you don't have to write more than 5 points. And don't write description type of answers. You can write point wise. Throughout my mains examination, I have only written point wise answers or flowcharts and diagrams. Okay, so point wise is better. Would it be better to make a diagram? If you can make a diagram. So in 2022 mains, there was a question related to ocean currents. So I drew a world map and I showed the important ocean currents, warm ocean currents and also cold currents. So you can write a diagram and then you can explain the points. That also works. Flow charts for questions like a topic like Forest Rights Act implementation. How has the implementation happened? You can write flow charts and show the year when it started and how the implementation process works, and what is the current issue or status of the act. And through this also you can give examples of any tribal community who have been given rights, so that can be a flow chart. And you don't have to maintain one format for every question. One can be point wise, one can be in a flowchart manner. So you can use this strategy. You don't have to stick to one particular strategy. How revision should look like? How was your revision strategy and what you plan? Okay. So a revision strategy is what I used to do is, for mains, if I have made notes today, within the next 24 hours, I would refer to the notes again, because it will be fresh in the memory, and what I have written down, I will understand that better if I read it within the next 24 hours. After 24 hours revision, I would again do a revision in the next 15 or 20 days. And after this, whenever I was giving my mocks, I used to do the answer writing. I used to do the revision. So 24 hours, 15 to 20 days once, and whenever you're giving your mocks, that is the sufficient revision strategy that you need to follow, because you can't revise one subject like every now and then or every week. So plan it accordingly. If you are doing your mains now, if you guys have not cleared your prelims, my suggestion is take up one general studies paper of mains and finish it within a month. GS1 in 1 month, GS2 in the next month, and so on. Before November or December, finish your notes making and also preparation for your mains. That would be sufficient. Ravindra, note making I've already told you. Keep 4 separate books, GS 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have to give an example, federalism. Federalism should have the notes coming from Lakshmikant also, coming from current affairs also. It should also have committees. What did Panchi Commission tell about federalism? What did Sarkaria Commission tell? And the next topic under federalism is what are the issues with Indian federalism today, and examples, which states are pointing it out. Okay, issues like we have GST issues, we have the governor issues. Write down everything there, but in a point wise manner and very short passages. It should not be very descriptive. When you read that, you have to be able to generate the next point. That is how you need to make notes. Okay, so 4 different books for 4 different papers. Flash, I don't have a Telegram group. I would like to create one and I would share it with you guys. What is your optional? My optional in civil services was anthropology. The last time I wrote mains in 2023, I scored 282 marks in anthropology. For Indian Forest Service, my optional was geology and forestry. Someone is preparing from college, and what I should follow to prepare for UPSC during my college now. So Kavishri, if you are in your final year of college or your second or third year of college, my suggestion right now is please start with NCRTs, because NCRTs create a base for you which is very very important. So you can, if you have time, if you are in your second year of college, what you can do is start with 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, that is 6th to 10th NCRT, and by the time you finish college or come to the final year, you can pick up 11th and 12th NCRTs of any subject, history, geography. And one more thing is, people who have already referred to 6th to 10th NCRTs, you don't have to go back to it again and again. 11th and 12th NCRTs will cover that. All you need to do is just revise 11th and 12th and also go for extra sources like reference materials. Can we take geology optional for both CSE and IFOS? Yes, Abhilash. Why I chose different optionals was, this is the first time I've written Indian Forest Service mains, but I've written civil services mains before also. So I had not known that I could choose geology. I did not have that awareness back then. But taking geology in both CSE and IFS is a very good approach. So please follow that if you can. Actually, the syllabus of civil services geology is lesser than what it is for Indian Forest Service. So if you take a good coaching course or reference material, then definitely you can ace geology in CSE also. Okay, how I approached Anthro. So I refer to Braintree Materials, Peenath and Nadim Hussain, the actual reference books. I have not taken any coaching for Anthro. I took a test series from Insights IAS in Bangalore. Other than that, I have not taken any coaching. So anthropology has also been self-study, just reading the same materials again and again. There was a topper in 2021 or 2022 called as Surbi Goyal. She also had anthropology as an optional, and I also used to refer to her notes that she had made. So all this has helped me score good marks in anthropology. Should I take easy branch like civil to give time for UPSC? Rishabh, picking up a branch in engineering is very important. The reason being, I know a lot of friends who are very good in academics who have not been able to crack this exam. Okay, so you need something to rely on in case UPSC doesn't happen because of its unpredictable nature. So choose a branch that is good, that is career-wise good. Right now we have a lot of AI disruptions that is coming, so you have to be very mindful of your graduation. That is also one of the foundations for your plan B in case this does not happen. Then you can, anyways, you can prepare for your UPSC later on. That is from your third or fourth year of college. But please take a branch which you are interested in and which also has good career prospects later in life. Um, okay, Ankita, if you're not able to speak good English, so my suggestion is whenever possible, start watching English news channels and also start talking to yourself. If you don't have somebody else with whom you can converse in English, you can always talk to yourself in English. You can record yourself, listen to it. So see a lot of videos, read books, and whenever you come across new terms in newspaper, write it down. Write down the term, write down the meaning, and make sure next time when you're talking to somebody, you use that word. So that is how you start learning new words. Okay, you have to make that initial effort. These days, there is ChatGPT, there is Gemini. You can also talk to that and you can ask if your sentence is correct or ask it to correct it if it is not. Okay, so you can do that. Um, Kavashri, you don't have to follow any method to make notes. Why are you making notes from NCRT? Is this for mains or prelims? Modern Indian history, how to prepare? Anuj is asking. Anuj, my strategy was a lot of previous year questions, and if if you're asking about prelims, there are certain sections within modern Indian history which UPSC focuses on, like 1857 revolt or Gandhian phase or post-Gandhian phase. So you can stick to that. Some topics like socio-religious reforms is a little confusing and it's lengthy. For that you can actually write down, make your own notes and shorten it. So that is how you can simplify modern Indian history. If you are talking about mains, modern Indian history mains, stick to whatever syllabus UPSC has written down in its main syllabus. That will be sufficient. Okay. Best faculty for PSIR, I actually don't know, Manjunath. There is Shubhra Ranjan ma'am, but I don't know. See, what happens in faculty for any subject is that they have to be able to give you a little feedback or some time so that your doubts will be cleared. So make sure that you find somebody who is also good, but somebody who will be available to you to clarify your doubts also. Current affairs sides I've already covered. Like I used to read newspapers every day and one magazine per month. I have followed Vision IAS magazine. Um Prajwal, you're telling me that you want to crack UPSC at 21, which is a very good goal. But I would say that don't obsess over it, because sometimes life happens, you know. All of us also started off thinking that we'll clear in our first attempt. So don't obsess over age. If you're cracking at 21, I'll be very happy. Just make sure that your strategy is on a right path. So then that will lead you to cracking the exam in your initial attempts. Okay, so don't worry too much about age. It's okay. Just allow yourself to go through the process first. How to make notes for mains, Manju, I've already told. Keep 4 notebooks for 4 different GS papers, and very short notes you have to make. Don't Any topic should not exceed more than 1 page, so that is important. Can we combine notes for both pre and mains? See, you can, but for topics which are common, okay, like polity, geography, history, you can combine and make notes. Yes, that also works. But make sure you are writing the committee reports and your data in the notes without fail. Um, you don't have to make notes from your NCRTs. That's not a rule. If you have seen some toppers tell you that, let me tell you that it's not a rule. I have not followed that. One strategy that worked for me is revising NCRTs again and again. I did not want to duplicate my efforts by copy pasting content from this book to my own book. So you think what you want to do. Shlok, were you able to complete entire paper of mains? Yes, Shlok, I was able to. That comes with a lot of answer writing practice. Ketan, you're asking me about NDA. I'm sorry, I'm not very much aware of the exam. Which degree you choose? I did my computer science engineering. How to prepare for ancient and medieval? Now the pattern has changed. Okay, pattern for ancient and medieval India has not changed. It's just that the emphasis of these subjects in the paper is increased now. I think this was the paper that a subject that people used to ignore, ancient and medieval India. Now you cannot. Okay, so you cannot ignore any subject that is mentioned in your syllabus. You have to read all of it. You never know what UPSC will ask. So you can refer to NCRTs. So everything is present in NCRTs. Some terms UPSC is bringing it from a book called as Upinder Singh. That's a book for history optional students or history graduates, not necessary for us. You just stick to the basic strategy of going through the NCRTs and the maps that are present in your NCRT. R.S. Sharma and Satish Chandra book, that should be sufficient. But revise it multiple times, because the terms are not easy to remember. That is what makes these subjects tougher. Okay, so please revise it. Abhilash, you're asking me if making notes after each lecture or after chapter is good. See, my suggestion is there is something called as parallel reading, wherein students study one subject 1 week without completing the subject. They jump on to the next subject. So don't do that. So my suggestion is don't go chapter wise. Don't make notes in your first reading. Whichever book you're reading for the first time, read it like a novel without trying to make notes, without without trying to remember everything. Okay, only in your second reading you have to come back and make sure what you want to put in your notes and what you think will remain in your mind or brain. So based on that, in your second or third reading, start making notes. So don't make notes in the first reading. This is the strategy for prelims. But for mains, what happens is you have to start making notes right from the beginning, because mains syllabus is exhaustive. UPSC has given the proper syllabus. So based on the syllabus, keep a copy of the syllabus in front of you while making notes. So take each keyword and make notes accordingly. But for prelims, don't make notes from the first go itself. Okay, so which new NCRT book mandatory to read? See, new NCRT book of history, like themes in Indian history, part 1 to 3 is important. Okay, so make sure you read that because terms are coming from that. Um, Anuj, I've already spoken in the session about the time I've taken and what mistakes I've done. Please see the video after this. Manjunath, you're asking me if GS foundation course is necessary. See, I came from an engineering, that is science background, so social subjects were not very familiar to me. So what coaching did for me is it gave me a channel. It channelized the points and my strategy so that I could go in that direction. Without that, maybe I could have figured it out, but it would have taken some more time for me to do it on my own. So in that sense, I'll tell that coaching has played a important role, but I would not tell that coaching is mandatory, because if you see in this IFS attempt itself, I didn't take any coaching for both my options. So if you are already familiar with some of the subjects, you can do it on your own with some help online. Nowadays everything is online, so you can stick to one strategy. Um, okay, if some of your younger brother or sister wants to start preparation, see, if you're very new to the preparation, so definitely you should start with 6th NCRT onwards. Somebody who is a BA graduate does not have to read from 6th standard. They can go directly for 11th and 12th. So based on your preparation, if they are very new to the preparation, let them start from 6th standard itself. Shlok, are any of your mains answer copies available in any coaching institution? I doubt it, because I haven't taken any test series in the recent years, Shlok. So I don't think so. Yeah, Akshay Reddy, so don't send the same question again and again. How I'm doing my BA first year, prepare my strategy for 3 years. See, if you're already doing your BA first year BA, so my suggestion is, if you've already chosen your optional, so or if your graduation subject coincides with your optional, you can relax because you are doing it. For general studies, you can start with NCRTs. Anybody, no matter what course you are in, engineering, BCom, BA, if you want to prepare right from college, please stick to NCRTs. Then you can jump to reference books like Spectrum and Lakshmikant. Okay, so you keep doing this, and in the final year, what I would suggest is, if you have completed a basic level of your preparation, so in your final year, you can join a test series. if you have prepared mains also, you can join a mains test series. It will give you feedback so that it will help your preparation. So that way you can strategize while being in college, and that is also a good strategy. But make sure your graduation is also going good without hampering that. Which coaching center you went? I went for Vajiram and Ravi. Now a lot of teachers who taught me have changed institutes. So I really don't know which coaching institute is good. So see, my suggestion is go for one standard coaching institute, whichever suits your budget. Okay, so but I would also say let it be a little bit standardized institute, which will help to strategize your preparation. That is also important. Book list for GS1. See, for GS1, which has mains of history, geography, society. So for all these three, there are NCRTs. Your prelims resources can help here also, along with current affairs. So what I used to do for my mains is I used to switch to mains 365 of vision. In that magazine, current affairs magazine, they'll give you introduction, conclusion and content about it. So based on these format, you can improve your intro, conclusion and also body. So and also for topics like world history, I refer to a topper's notes. Surabhi Goyal had consolidated her world history notes. I refer to that. And society, you can refer to society, NCRT or any coaching center material. I referred personally for every mains topic. I have referred to vision, value added mains materials. So you can refer to any coaching material, and along with that you can refer to current affairs for value addition. See, Jigyan, you are telling me that your preparation is coinciding with your semester exams. So whenever you have your sem exams, make sure that you keep your UPSC preparation on hold, put it on hold, because it's very important to have a good degree with a good GPA. So during semester and exams, make sure that 1 month before semester exams, the UPSC preparation is on hold. Finish your exams, take some time off, and then you can restart your UPSC preparation. Okay, and should you read spectrum line by line? No. None of the reference books or no book except NCRT needs to be read page by page or word to word. What you can do is you can refer to what is important. There are a lot of things that are given in paragraph wise, especially the recent editions of Spectrum, which is too bulky. If you guys don't know, Spectrum, when the first edition came, it was very thin, and now it is too bulky. Don't have to read it. So you won't understand in the first reading what needs to be left and what needs to be read. In the first reading, since you have time, read it once. Just scroll through everything. In the second reading, you can identify what can be filtered out. So based on that, you filter it out. Also, Sarthi IAS Academy has a compilation of Spectrum. This would be helpful for somebody who has already read Spectrum once. Okay, just in your first reading itself, don't go for the consolidated versions of anything. And also I would like to mention that in the market you get consolidated NCRT resources. Please refrain from reading that, because the standard NCRTs cannot be replaced. You have to read that. So please make sure you do that. Please tell me a book on economy. There are a lot of books. I refer to Sriram IAS. Later on I switched to Brunal sir's economic material, but that is a little bulky. There is Ramesh Singh. You can switch to Vivek Singh. How to identify which textbook you need to stick to based on the language. When you read a book, you feel the language is heavy, that you are finding it difficult to understand it. So that book you can just ignore and you can take another book like Vivek Singh, which is very simple. It's a standard book also, you can refer to that. Why you choose IFS over IAS, I've already told in the initial parts. Why? I'd already given IAS interview, but this time I ended up clearing IFS. So that is one of the reasons. Yeah, for geology, there is an institute called as Planet Geology. Okay, and they are the people who are actually very good in geology optional. If you are confused between geology and anthropology, see, it depends on what your goal is. If you are planning to, Abhilash, I'm telling this to you, if you are planning to write both CSE and IFS, so go with geology. It takes initial effort, but it will help you in both the exams. So that is a good strategy if you want to do that. Does Nitin Singhania not good for prelims or mains? What is this? Nitin Singhania economics or art and culture? No, I'm not planning for any more IAS attempts. I am sticking with IFS. Jigyan, but ma'am, college have 75% attendance. Okay, so attend the classes. I don't think you have to skip your classes to prepare for UPSC. See, first you have to fulfill your commitments of whatever place you are in, which is your graduation right now, and then you can alongside do UPSC preparation in your evening times or morning hours. Do not compromise one over the other. Okay, right now you joined a graduation course, so fulfill your responsibility towards that. This was my sixth attempt, Prajwal. For economy, see, I have not referred to Nitin Singhania economics, so I don't know. And you're taking online coaching at home, you feel isolated. See, you don't have to feel isolated. If possible, if you can find a group of aspirants who are preparing for the examination, well and good. If not, prepare from home. See, not everybody has the luxury to prepare from home. People who go to Delhi, only they know how much the climate variability and being away from home affects them. The food also. So you don't have to fear missing out on anything. You're not missing out on anything. Just make sure that, see, any coaching, even the best of best coachings will cover like 40% of what you need to do, and the rest 60% needs to be put, the effort needs to be put by you itself, like self study, like revision, value addition, answer writing, taking mock tests. You are doing this, no institute will do this for you. Okay, so if you're doing all of this, you don't have to worry. You can just take the exam from your house itself. Anyway, when you give your interview, you will be coming to Delhi. Or if you want to do your mains preparation, that is answer writing. If you clear prelims and want to do your answer writing from Delhi, you can stay in Delhi for 2 months and do that. That is also an option. What is your timetable? So the timetable differed for me from the past 3 years because I had a 9 to 5 job. So I used to come back home and sit to study again at 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock, I used to study till 12:30. So I used to study 6 to 7 hours every day during the last 3 years. Before that, there are times when I studied continuously for 12 to 13 hours every day. So I used to do 2 GS subjects per day, and I used to then solve PYQs, be it prelims PYQs or mains PYQs. And when it comes to optional, I used to do one GS subject and then optional and do the PYQ of the same. It's not that you have to write answers every day. You can brainstorm. You can take up a question. You can identify the keywords that needs to be answered in a question, and you can close your eyes and think about how you will write this answer. That brainstorming actually helps you visualize an answer. Okay, so that is what I used to do. When they call for Labasna, so we'll be going to Labasna from August 20 or 24th, I think. Have your own Telegram or YouTube channel. I'll definitely try to create one. Thank you. Ma'am, where do you live? So currently, I was in Delhi for 3 years. Then I shifted to Bangalore. I'm from Mysore, Karnataka. So right now I'm in Bangalore, and Bangalore was my exam center. See, for first attempt along with coaching, sometimes what happens is you will be taking coaching for 4 to 6 hours in a day. You will find very little time to study, self-study. So maybe you will not be in a better position to give the very next prelims. So my suggestion is, based on experience, you can skip the very immediate prelims and write the prelims of next year. If you have categories wherein you have attempts more than 6 that the general candidates have, and if you think that you want to give the very immediate prelims, then you can do that. But make sure that before your prelims you are doing your mains preparation by December. Because if you have seen people who don't clear interview this year, they tell you that within 5 days the prelims exam was there, and then they again gave it and cleared the exam. That means to say that somebody who is well prepared for mains and prelims, they go on to clear prelims in the very next year also. So make sure that you cover your prelims also, mains also before prelims. I've already told you that I used to attempt very less number of questions in my prelims exam. So I used to lose out on prelims by 0.4 to 0.7 marks. So, and why it takes somebody 6 attempts, why it takes somebody 10 attempts is because UPSC is unpredictable at any stage. If you take even the interview stage, somebody who scored this time I would like to take the example of the IFS topper this year, who has scored 222 marks in his interview of IFS, but he had also given CSC and his interview marks was 143. Nobody knows what went wrong. Okay, so this exam, the luck can leave you in at any stage. But if you still want to clear the examination, you keep on attempting each year. So that is why somebody clears in their later attempts. It has also happened with me. I have also taken a long time to crack it. But if you ask me, is it worth it? Definitely, it is worth it. The ability to make a change in somebody's life is what makes this exam worth it, and why people keep on attempting despite failures. So yeah. Okay, Ronak, I started the preparation after graduation because unlike people in Delhi, very few people in South India used to attempt for civil services, and I also did not have anybody in my family. I am the first one to crack the civil service, so that is one of the reasons I started after my graduation. Most of the questions are repeated. I've already answered it. I'll definitely try to a Telegram channel to address all of this. I'm getting a lot of questions. I'm getting a lot of repeated questions. I think a lot of people have joined the live now. Okay, Adinish, if I'm not wrong, how I'm pronouncing your name if I'm not wrong. See, you have 4 years of graduation, so if you want to start right away, start with NCRTs. 6th to 12th NCRT, and you can then switch on to standard reference books like Spectrum, Lakshmikant, GC Leong. And by the time you come for your third year of college, you can join a good prelims test series, and in the fourth year of college you can join a good mains test series. Okay, so that way I think by the end of your graduation you would have a better understanding. I won't say 100% preparation, but I would tell that at least you'll have a basic level of preparation than somebody who starts after graduation. And after this, you can decide when you want to give your prelims exam. But that being said, see, college is a time which you will not get back again. So if you want to enjoy college life, don't be too obsessed with cracking the exam right after college. So that is okay. Enjoy your college life, give your best to your semester and examination, and then you can alongside prepare for UPSC. It's possible. The mistakes that you made, see, I've already spoken about my mistake a lot of times. How to prepare self by December. Bhavya, have you already done your basic studies? UPSC studies, I mean. Okay, Naman, I understand the pattern is changed a lot. I would like to discuss about the 26 pattern sometime else, maybe in a Telegram channel. My PYQ, my PYQs, my mistakes, and also the revision strategies I would like to do it some other time. So if there's no other question, revision also, Debojit, I've spoken about it already. Tips for answer writing, notes making, I've spoken about it, but if you still haven't seen it, if you joined the live later, so I would like to take it up in a Telegram channel or something. I would share it with the team of UPSC time. So if there's nothing else, I'm getting a lot of repetitive questions, so I would like to end the session. No, you don't have to study ancient history by Upinder Singh. It is too bulky and it is not for us. So don't have to change your strategy. Lakshmikant should be read line by line in the first few attempts. Yes, you have to. There's no other alternative. Geology optional course guidance. See, I had taken course from, I didn't take course, I had taken free online resource from Off Planet Geology from other websites. So, if you want a detailed strategy about what I did, I would like to take it up some other time. Okay, I'll definitely help you out with the strategy again. But this session, I think it's stretched for quite some time now. Whatever doubts you have, please tell it to the team, and I would definitely take it up. I would share my Telegram channel with the team, which they will be sharing with you, so I'll do it. I will share it with. I've not created a channel as of now, but in a few hours I will create it and share it with the group. or just give me a minute, one second. Okay, I've created the channel. I'll share the link with the channel name is Anusha Srinivas IFS. I hope the team shares it with you. Okay, all your doubts I'll definitely clear in the groups. Do's and don'ts while taking GS Foundation course online. See, you have to see that the coaching institutes have some experienced teachers and see some reviews about the coaching institute before joining. Do not just join because they are offering the course at a very minimal price. Okay, so that is very important. Yeah, you have enrolled, Bhavya, you have enrolled in coaching and want to appear for 2027. I think I've addressed you. Do you have any other doubt? I have shared the Telegram link with the team, UPSC time team. So they'll be sharing the channel link with you. Any doubts that you have, yeah, materials, whatever is present. So I will share it and take it up in the group. Okay, so for the pen, I use the Pilot V5 pen for my mains examination. I'm trying to share the link. Please be with me for a minute. I am not able to type anywhere top chat, live chat. I'm actually trying to talk to the team about sharing the channel name. So 1 minute. Okay, guys, thank you so much. The team will share the team have shared the Telegram channel down for you. So thank you so much for being with me all this while, and also the UPSC time for giving me this opportunity to connect with the aspirants and share a little tidbits about my preparation. So thank you so much.